What's going on? Okay. Yeah, so I'm on here because I just wanted to talk about all the stuff that's going on in the world. Okay. So I was doing some more catching up on the David D4vd case and Celeste case. And apparently, allegedly, okay, because you got to say that. Allegedly, so there was a video, a live stream actually, that was going on with David, his friend Neo, and there were a few girls there, like three girls there. Two girls were actually in the camera view, and allegedly there was a third girl that was not in the camera view. Now, I've heard rumors that the third girl wasn't in the view of the camera because of the outfit she had on. And when you're streaming, the streaming criteria is real strict about the clothing that you wear. So that's the rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but allegedly it was three girls, David and his friend Neo. And there's a video that's been going around social media where David, Neo, and the two girls were shown on camera streaming, doing a live streaming at his house. And he brought up David, or D4vd, he brought up the smell to the girls and told them that he said, I apologize for the smell. I had a big poop before y'all came. And they didn't really say anything about it. And I thought that was strange how they didn't even joke about it, or at least say, oh, you stink, like, anything like that. They really didn't say anything at all. And then Neo was looking at David like, almost like, what? Like, what? And so it was real strange. But they have more footage about that day going on around social media. So Nancy Grace, um, Nancy Grace did a video. I believe it was a couple of days ago, and she brought up the other part of that video. So after they did that streaming, I guess two of the girls went in the bathroom and they were getting themselves together. Maybe they were going out or something. I'm not quite sure, but they were in the bathroom, like putting on little stuff. Like they put stars on their eye, on their face. They were putting body glitter on their bodies, but there was some background noise that you could hear. And in the background, allegedly, that it was the third female, Neo and David, and they were talking about Celeste allegedly. So they're saying that, and it's not really clear. You can hear some words, but it's not really clear. But Nancy Grace believes she has it down packed. Now, if you don't follow Nancy Grace, then I guess you wouldn't know, but you could definitely check her on YouTube. And one of her last videos, probably the last one she did, is talking about this incident here. So the girls are in the bathroom, they're getting dressed, and they're acting like they don't hear the conversation that is going on in the other room between David, Neo, and this third female. So thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yay. Mata, Mama, something like that. Okay, so the girl is the female, and she is asking David and Neo, where's what happened to, and then you can't hear it, but Nancy Grace is saying that she asks what happened to Celeste. This is alleged. I don't know. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is going to be brought up in the trial and everything. Now, David does, his case was postponed again. They just recently went to court again, and The defense and the prosecutors, they both weren't ready to proceed with any evidence or anything at this time. So the case got postponed until June something, June 17th, something like that. And then the case will start June 27th, I believe. Oh, this is alleged, okay? I'm trying to remember the facts off my head. Y'all know I'm a note taker. I like to take notes, and I didn't take any notes. But yeah, so his case is not going to start until June, the end of June, as far as we know as of now. Now it could always get pushed back further and further, but yeah, this is what's going on right now. So let's see here. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all. All right, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I wish I could check my sound, but it doesn't allow me to check my sound. So, okay, usually when a call come in, you really can't hear me. If y'all can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Anyway, so oh, you can hear me? Great. Okay. So, thank you so much for that, Armando Vargas. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope you're subscribed to my channel. And if you have a channel as well, I'm gonna check you out and see if you have a channel, and I'm gonna subscribe to your channel as well. Okay, each one subscribe to one. Okay, but anyway, so in the background, okay, great, thank you. So in the background of that video, that said video, right? It was a girl, and they believe that that is the other Celeste. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly David and Neo had a friend named Celeste who was also of Spanish descent, a descent, descent, deceit, descent, and then there was the Celeste who there was the Celeste Rivera's, the one who just recently found out that was passed away. But anyway, so this female was talking to David and Neo, and she was asking Okay, okay, great. I know you could translate this. If not, I think it is a way to translate it. But so the girl was asking David and Neo allegedly what happened to the girl, and you can hear them saying that they, or she said, "You killed her." No, no, there was a guy voice who said he and he said he and David, he said he and I deleted her. Okay, I don't want to put my put that on me. I don't want that nowhere near my spirit, okay? But you know what I'm saying. So that voice, the guy voice, which wasn't David, was saying that him and David had deleted her. And then you can hear her saying, "Well, what did she look like?" And David, you can hear his voice saying, "Well, I can't describe her. Like, what you want me to describe her?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then you could hear, it sounds like David's voice saying she had curly hair. And the girl was asking, "Well, what did she look like?" And so it's not, she kept asking, "What does she look like?" And I was wondering, is she asking what does she look like now that, she's passed away, or what did she look like before, as if she was trying to figure out if she's seen her before or something. Now, allegedly, Celeste has been going on multiple trips with David. She's been to a lot of his concerts backstage. She's been to his house a whole bunch of times. So I'm not sure why she'd never seen her before. Now, the two girls that's in the bathroom, they're still like putting on stuff on their face and on their bodies. Okay, peace. All right. Have a good night. And so it's like, hold up, what are you doing? Like, I know they can hear the conversations that's going on because the public can hear it. So obviously they were streaming, but I guess they didn't, or they were doing a vlog or whatever, the two girls in the bathroom. And I guess they didn't think, oh, we might need to turn this off because we may have some incriminating evidence that's on our video. But anyway, so that's the whole thing that's going around now. And a lot of folks are thinking that the prosecution is going to pick that up and probably going to pick up a whole lot of evidence, because another thing that's going on now is that allegedly on the day of Celeste's birthday, there was a video that David showed allegedly. It was between him and this girl, but it was a cartoon video, almost like a anime video. And in that video, you could see David almost like having an altercation with this girl. And the girl had brown hair, but she was stabbed by a knife, and then her limbs were taken off, like her arm was taken off. And then it looked like towards the end of that video that she didn't have any legs, which is real weird and crazy to me. Now, I wanted to bring this up because a lot of people are saying that allegedly David was homeschooled. And people are saying, those homeschool children are very strange and weird. And I'm just thinking, I don't understand that. Okay, I don't understand. His parents had money, so they had money to get him involved in activities rather than just having him at home all day, not being able to talk to anyone. So I'm not sure if it's because he was homeschooled that he was weird like this, or if it's just maybe something going on with their bloodline. Maybe it's something weird they have going on, maybe some type of mental illness or something that's in their family. I don't know. But I wouldn't blame that on homeschool. I wouldn't say, oh, it's because he was homeschooled that he's a weirdo. I wouldn't go that far. But anyway, yeah, that's the latest on the David case. And actually, when he was just recently in court, a lot of people are saying that they witnessed him allegedly blinking at his lawyer and looking very comfortable. So people are thinking that maybe he's going to possibly get off from this case because he just seems real confident in himself. Now, I do know that he asked the judge for to wear regular clothing. So I guess he probably wants to dress professionally when he comes to court versus wearing the orange jumpsuit that he's wearing. But the judge denied that. The judge did approve him getting a haircut and stuff. So they say he had got all his hair cut off on his face, and he looked like a younger guy. And maybe he wants to look like a younger person, but maybe that'll help the jury go lenient on him because he looked young, and we're talking about, and the case is about a young girl. I don't know. But y'all, have y'all heard of? So I just posted a video about this guy. He is a musician, right? His name is Ramon Ayala Jr. Okay. Apparently, he allegedly has been actually assaulting his bandmates and a lot of people on his team. So I don't know if this man is what would you call it? Gay? I, I don't know if this man is gay, but the things he's doing to his male bandmates just is given like, okay, he's gay, but why not just get a boyfriend? Okay, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of men that would love to be his boyfriend. But no, he's out here actually harassing his bandmates and doing all types of nasty stuff to them. Okay, like while they're sleeping, he's pulling out his private and putting it in their face, y'all. I'm just thinking those people want their job real bad. Okay, because that would only happen to me one time before I would have doggone had to retaliate. I'm gonna just put it like that. Okay, I can't see myself being around him and he's, putting his private in my face, and I'm trying to sleep, and then I wake up and do what? Go back to sleep? Like I just don't understand. It's one incident that attorney Busby, and yes, I said Busby, okay, from Houston, Texas, y'all. Busby is back on the case, okay? I guess he probably found a case that he can actually take to court, and he don't have to possibly worry about being allegedly threatened. When he had that, when he was going up against Jay-Z, there was a whole mess there. But I don't think he has to worry about any of that with this case here. But I don't know. I guess time will tell. But yeah, he's back on the scene. He's taking over this case, and he's representing those victims, those alleged victims of Ramon Ayala Jr. But yeah, a lot of people are upset with hearing this information. They're not happy. They're thinking Ayala, I guess Ayala has a great reputation. From what I've been, when I did a little research, I see a lot of people are just like shocked. So a lot of people can't really believe that he actually was doing this to the people around him. And I've never heard of this guy's name before. Of course, he is a Spanish artist, and I don't speak Spanish, so I wouldn't be able to understand it. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to hear how that case go. Okay, Tony Busby is representing the victims, and the victims are asking for $25 million in that case. $25 million. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happened with that. Anyway, so allegedly, y'all, there has been a video that is surfacing of Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, y'all. Allegedly, people are saying that Cardi B was cursing out Stefon Diggs, and they're not sure why. They're thinking it's possibly because of him being um maybe being around some women or being around women. Maybe it has something to do with him and women. That's what everyone's thinking. Now, I'm just thinking Cardi B had to know that this guy was what he is, whatever he is. Okay. Because when I heard the case, and I didn't even want to follow the case with the chef and Stefon Diggs, I didn't want to follow it, but I was like, I need to follow it because some information is in there that I need to talk about. I just knew, I was trying to get away from it, but then something was pulling me right back to it, and I was like, okay. So anyway, after listening to that, the chef, her name is, what is her name? Milla. I think I was calling her Nilla, but it's Milla. And she is not a joke. Okay. You could tell she's like an islander or something. You could tell she's not like African American, African or black or anything. You could tell it's the accent there. Okay. So she's nothing to be played with. Okay. But she lived in Stefon Diggs' house. Okay. She had a room on his floor. Okay, she was like one of those women, and a lot of men have these women, whether they're rich or they're not rich. I'm telling you, a lot of men have certain type of females that they can mess with sexually, and they'll always be available to them, whether they have a girlfriend or whether they don't want anything serious. But these women are always just be there, right there. They don't care. They'll be right there being used however they possibly can, unfortunately. So this chef, Milla, she was one of those women. She said when she first met Stefon Diggs, he DM'd her on Instagram, and then she started working. That was in 2022, and then she started working for him in 2025, January 2025. She said she started living with him from July to December of 2025, and in November of 2025 is when this incident came about. In December of 2025 is when she actually went to the police department, and she reported this case against him, and or she filed a complaint against him, and then she sought out a lawyer, and of course it went to court and everything. Now when she was telling her story, she was saying that her room was on the same floor as Stefon Diggs' room, which I thought was very interesting, because she said on what you call it, when they had the court case, she said that Stefon would have a lot of women over. And she didn't say, she said he would have a lot of women over. Now she didn't move in with him until July 2025. So during that time he was with Cardi B. Okay? Because yeah, Cardi B was pregnant by then. Because she went on tour in February after she gave birth to their son, but she was pregnant in between that time, July 2025 through December 2025. So the chef Mila said that Stefon would have a lot of women over. So, and she was okay with it, obviously, but she said they had an actual relationship. And then she said it then she started cooking for him, and then it became professional. But I feel like she was still messing with him, because this man had her living in his house, and he had 3 stories up top and a basement at the bottom, and her room was on his floor. So she was still being used by him, and she knows she was, and she didn't care because he was taking care of her. Because she also said that he was taking care of other women and paying for their home, paying their rent, paying all of their bills. So if he was doing all that and he's with Cardi B, wouldn't he be considered a cheater? he would definitely have to be considered a cheater. But follow me, okay? So, just recently, a video surfaced of Cardi B looking like she was very angry talking to Stefon Diggs, and Stefon Diggs was leaning up against a car and he wasn't saying nothing. And I could tell by the court video when he was in the court, he has been prepped. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's one of those ones that you can't trust him. I could tell he was too poised, too put together, and the chef, she was a whole hot mess. You could tell she has no PR team. She has no presence about her that would make you feel like she can control herself. And so that was the easy case for him because she was just all over the place. The lawyer was asking her questions and she was talking about everything else. The judge had to continuously tell her, stop saying that. Stop saying that. Only answer the question. And she was like, well, I can't just answer the question. I have to give the whole story. And that's just not how court works. Court does not work like that. So they were eating her up. They were eating Chef Miller up in the courtroom. Okay. She didn't stand a chance. And I know Stefon Diggs knew exactly what type of woman she was. And he knew that he could take her to court and win. That was it. It was an easy case. Even though she couldn't control herself, I still felt like he did go in that room and choke her out. I believe that because the way he was sitting there and he was just the way he was looking, and then certain times you could see him, it looked like he was mad, it looked like he was angry, but he was still trying to keep his composure and keep his cool. Like, I don't know. I guess I would say I people watch before. You ever been somewhere and you just maybe you're waiting on someone and then you just see people and they're just doing things they don't know, no one's watched, they don't know someone is watching them, so they're just going on about themselves, you know, like they would normally be, maybe digging up their nose or, you know, digging up their butt or something, and you just like, oh, they wouldn't have did that if they knew somebody was watching, right? Like, our people watch. And I know how, and I've been around people who I've just watched, and then I spoke with them, and then it looks like two different people, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I know people can portray themselves to be one way around other people when they know people are watching, and then when, you know, when they're alone, they be they true selves. Now, when Stefon Diggs was in that courtroom, he looked like the type of person who knows his worth. He knows his worth. He knows his power. He has a, I'm pretty sure he has a great PR team behind him that makes sure he looks good at all time, because Cardi B was showing all the way out in that video. And he was sitting there calm as hell. I didn't even see him move his head. I would have thought if you wouldn't have seen her talking, I would have thought the video was on pause or something. Like no one had pressed play because he was sitting there, no movement. It was just like you see him standing there like this, okay? And Cardi B's going off. She's going off. She's walking back and forth. She can't get it out her mind. She's probably and I'm thinking like she gotta know she wasn't his only chick. I mean, because he got all these babies and stuff. But he's the type of guy who would just mess with any and everybody. Like any woman he wanna mess with, any woman he comes across who he's attracted to, he's gonna have a relationship, some type of relationship with, and he's willing to pay for it. He's willing to pay your bills and everything. I just hope that Cardi B's getting her bills paid and all that. Now she got a baby, so of course she can always receive that child support. But I don't know. And we don't know if she actually was having an argument with him or if she was arguing about something else. But I believe what's going on. I believe what everyone is saying. Allegedly, she was having an argument with him about him cheating. She probably heard the details, okay? Because Chef Mila said that he would even get her a room in a hotel because he would have company over. And she didn't mention Cardi B because she talked about Cardi B. And she also talked about other women. And she said that he would have women over. He would have overnight guests with the S over. So Stefon Diggs is something serious. He a whole hot mess. He is a mess. And then he got like 3 court cases that's going on. Well, of course, the one with him and Chef Mila, that has ended, but he has 2 more cases that are pending. And they all involve him being violent with them. That's why I do believe he is a violent man. And Chef Mila, she even posted something on her social media page, and she said that he's violent. Stefon Diggs has been violent towards his baby mama or baby mamas. She said one of the mama or mamas, but she didn't name the baby mama. And I'm wondering if the baby mama that he was violent with was Cardi B. But the way she was showing out on him outside didn't look like he had been violent with her. Because I'm thinking, if he had been violent with her, why would she be showing out like that? Because when they get back in behind closed doors, he could just choke her out. We wouldn't know. But he's not going to do that because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't trust that guy. I don't. I hope Cardi B would just leave him alone. But she already done had his seed, so you know she might as well put some money aside because he probably gonna be the same way, just like his dad. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. But yeah, cocky, real cocky, and full of it. Okay. Yeah. Who else, child? Who else got some stuff going on? What else is going on? Let me see here. Yeah, y'all see I'm yawning and everything. It's 11. I got to get up and get some work done. Let me see here. Was there anyone else I wanted to talk about? Oh, just random, right? Okay, so on Make It Make Sense YouTube channel, he posted a video. Shout out to him. I would love to meet him, make it make sense. He's so handsome, such a handsome guy. Okay, and so funny. Oh my goodness, he's funny, y'all. If you don't watch his channel, make sure y'all check him out. Make It Make Sense. He's a handsome, light skinned guy who's on YouTube. Okay, so he did a video on his channel today, and it showed Jason Lee. Y'all know Jason Lee. He's on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. Um, I didn't know he was on the Ricky Lake show. Now, if anyone is around my age, I'm 44 years old. If you're around my age, then you know about Ricky Lake. Okay, I used to watch Ricky Lake, like that was my show. Okay, that's in the 90s, around like between 92 to like 95, maybe something like that. I know it was in the 90s, but I used to watch Ricky Lake a lot, like a whole lot. That was my girl. Okay. But I didn't know Jason Lee was on Ricky Lake, and he was on there talking about he was messing with a lot of different females. Like The show was about women who mess with men who cheat. So he was on a show with this girl, and she was saying how, oh no, he's not a cheater. He's not a cheater. And then he came out and he said, that's his girl, whatever. He loves her. And then he starts saying, yes, I am a cheater. Watch. Ricky Lake played the clip or whatever. And she started playing the clip, and it goes on, showing him with multiple females and stuff. And I'm thinking, ain't he gay? Jason Lee is gay, right? I mean, he was kissing these women, taking them back to hotels and all types of stuff. And I'm just thinking, make it make sense. Didn't even bring that up. And I don't know for sure, but I believe he's a gay man. I don't know. I was just shocked that he was messing with all these women because I just thought that's who he was all his life. But that was real interesting to see. But it made me think, it made me wonder if, that was all an act, and that was part of him coming out into the acting world, maybe trying to be an actor, but then he went the other route, which is like journalism. Um, I don't know. But, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that a lot of people who are celebrities went that route far as going on those shows, because I remember I knew this girl who went to high school with me, and she went on the Maury show. Her and her boyfriend went on the Maury show. Now she knew her boyfriend was her baby daddy, but they went on the show to get a free trip, because allegedly, if you go on the show, you perform, then you put on a performance, then you can get that free trip to New York. I believe it was New York where Mari was at. Most of those shows, I think, were in New York. But I remember I didn't know she was going on the show, and I caught the bus with her. She lived right around the corner from me, and we got on the same school bus, went to school all the time. And one day I was watching the Maury show, and she was on there. And I was like, girl, I seen you on the Maury show. And she was like, yeah, I went on there she was like, to get my free trip. I got a free trip. And I know she already knew who her baby daddy was, y'all, because he was the ugliest guy I've ever seen in my life. I don't mean no harm, but the dude was so ugly. Okay, he was so ugly. He actually looked special, and I was surprised that she would want to have a baby, and it was a white girl, and the guy was the black guy, and I was real shocked that she would want him to be her baby daddy, because to me, I thought the dude was a little special, and I didn't think that she was special. She was a very nice girl, but it didn't add up when she said she was pregnant by him. It was very strange. It was given, you just want a black man, because girl, you chose the lowest of the low, because that dude is special. That's what I was thinking. But anyway, they went on the Maury show, and he was on there acting up, and I was like, she know that's her baby daddy, because ain't nobody want him. Like, girl, oh my goodness. And we were young too. That was high school. So that probably was 11. That probably was like 10th or 11th grade. Okay. So you know what? I didn't think about it then, but how old did you have to be to even go on that show? Because I don't know. But yeah, so back then, a lot of people went on those shows to get free trips and stuff. So I bet a lot of celebrities did stuff like that. I believe it was Dr. Dre who was on um, Love Connection. Was it Dr. Dre? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, you guys, that's all I have for you all. I wanted to bring up that David D4vd situation, because I was real shocked that that information got out like that. Like, he know those girls were live streaming in his house. Like, why would he be in there talking? And then, Neo, was called in by the police. He came and did a he came, he was interviewed, and I'm thinking he probably got immunity. He Because he came, he was there for when he went, when he was called, he went, talked to the police, spoke with them for, I think it was like 4 to 6 hours. It wasn't long at all. They didn't hold him, they didn't lock him up. They released him and let him out. And I was saying, oh, he got immunity. But in that video, it sounds like he was saying that him and David did it together. So if he participated, he should definitely go down too. But you see, he's not locked up right now. And they probably only want the big fish, which is David, which is crazy because if Neo participated in an act like that, something's wrong with his psyche. He really needs to be locked up. But we don't know. And I'm thinking the prosecution is probably not even going to bring that video up. But I'm glad Nancy Grace did bring it up so that we can know what time it is, because a lot of times these celebrities, they get off from a lot of stuff. They commit a lot of different crimes, and then they get off from those crimes, or they get a slap on the wrist. And I'm just thinking, how long is David's money? How good of a backing he has to support him through this time right here? We're really going to see. We're going to see. It depends on how much time he get, what his sentencing is, because if he gets sentenced like a long term, or if he gets sentenced and found guilty of charges of taking Celeste out and doing everything that they said happened, then he don't have a good team behind him, because we know a lot of celebrities who could pretty much get away with murking someone. And yeah. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was just on my mind, and I wanted to get it off before I go to sleep. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my new subscribers. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. It's complete gossip over here, okay? That's what I do. Celebrity gossip. But I'll talk about anything, to be honest, because I just like to talk. So thank you so much for watching my channel. My camera quality is really bad right now. Don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I've been having some problems out here in my community, in my neighborhoods. A lot of stuff's been going on with my internet for some reason. And usually my quality is better on my camera here, but I know it's because of the internet service. But it's nothing I can do about it. So thank you guys for watching. Let's talk about everything in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with another one real soon. Peace.